Should be recording. Fingers crossed. All right, perfect. Okay, can you guys see this like purple box thingy? Sorry, I have like all the tabs open. Okay, so here's the things that I want to cover with you, and I did share them in the team page with you guys just because it's just a lot of stuff. So first things first, November is this Friday, and the reason I'm like throwing November at you is because we're going to be in Florida, and I don't want to like stress my leaders out while they're there. Like they're there to relax and enjoy their time, and you know they deserve that. And so I want all of these things to be done and set, so when they get home, like they're ready to rock. And you guys as well, obviously. So November, I was sitting here and I was talking with my assistant about like just posting stuff and doing challenge groups and everything. And Kelsey had brought up to the fact that like, she's like, well, she's an active coach. She loves like being in my challenge groups. And I was like, I kind of miss my coaches' faces. Like, I know you guys are running your own groups and that's awesome. But I don't know, we're going to see how November goes. The reason I switched in October and did my own challenge group is because I got burnt in September. I opened up a challenge group for everybody and like I just got burnt. I had to do all the things and like I just felt like there was only 1 or 2 coaches every single day and there should be like 40 coaches every single day. So like leadership told me to do, I'm raising the bar. So I am opening up Healthy Body and Grateful Heart. It's a challenge group. It's from November 1st to November. Is there 30 days in November? To November, 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Yeah, 30 days. Okay. So I'm opening November group for everybody. This makes me like super anxious, but I'm going to do it. I'm opening it for everybody. You may add your challengers into it. I am adding people who are active. I'm adding challengers who are active if they're discount coaches. I'm literally making every single one of them message me and say like, hey, is my account active? And me literally checking or me telling them how to like figure it out. And the reason for that is, you guys, I want them to have skin in the game. November and December, there's holidays. I need them to have skin in the game to show up for themselves. It's so easy to just go and binge watch football and eat a bunch in Thanksgiving. And it's so easy to fall into all these Christmas parties in December. And so I'm thinking to myself, if I make them put skin in the game and I ask them to be active, like they're going to show up and they're going to do the things. And then also that way, the people I'm tagging, the people I'm talking to, the people I'm checking in, put skin in the game. And so I'm okay with like reaching out and helping them, if that makes sense. Because I'm tired of tagging my challengers, my adult challengers who don't show up. Like it's their choice, you know. I want to help them in any way that I can, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it's their choice. So we're going to go over challenge groups. We're going to go over the webinars because they're kind of sort of going to be a new thing. We're going to go over our power hours. We're going to go over qualification because we have some coaches pushing for Premier. And we're going to go over like free groups and everything. So this is just kind of like a agenda list for you. So if you want, I'm literally going to go like slide by slide, just breaking it down every single one. Okay. So here are your 2 Facebook groups for November. You can join if you want. You don't have to. I want you to know that this group is open for you. So Healthy Body and Grateful Heart, 30-day group, multi-program. They have to be active. Whatever that means to you as your coach, as a coach. When I was first 6 months of my coaching business, we didn't have Beachbody On Demand, so people had the DVDs all the time. And so a lot of them purchased Shakeology or Performance Line or Beach Bars or Collagen or Hydrate or something to be in the group. If you have someone who just does Beachbody On Demand, that's your choice. It's your, how do I say this? It's your time. So if you have somebody who purchased BOD 6 months ago and hasn't invested in themselves again with you and is kind of wishy-washy, like that's up to you if you want to put your time and energy. Maybe reach out to them and just ask them if they're willing to put some skin in the game for this group. You can blame it on your coach if you want to. You can say like, my upline really wants people to put some skin in the game. Here's some options. What are your goals? You know, maybe it's snacking. They can do Beach Bars. Maybe it's just drinking enough water. They can do Hydrate. Maybe, you know, just all of the things. So whatever active looks like for you, that's your choice. For me, it's 50 PV or more. For coaches, you have to have 50 PV or more to be in my group. If you fall inactive, I'll let you know. Otherwise, you and your guests will be like removed. Because in September, we just had people not showing up and we're all going to show up in November. Okay. Also, I'm doing 6 weeks of the work, but I ran into like a snag. So those of you that are doing Morning Meltdown 100 on Facebook, for some reason, every single time I post like a congrats, drop below how your day is going, like Facebook's like, you can't post that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I like can't post anything. So for 6 weeks of the work, I have a Facebook group open, and I'm going to be running like a sneak peek until the 11th, just for people to like try the sample workout, see if they really want to do 6 weeks of the work. So you can put your people in there, but please just know that like if you put them in there and you don't talk to them, like that's on you as a coach. It's a sneak peek group and stuff, or just let me know like, hey, I added Susie in there or something like that. Because that group, I'm literally going to like show up, ask people to join, that kind of thing. Obviously, I'm not going to be like doing that for everyone. So please make sure if you add people in there for a sneak peek that you're like keeping in contact with them. But we're going to have to do just some sort of different posting for 6 weeks of the work. Because if you copy and paste like Beachbody's challenge group wording into Facebook, for some reason it's like just kicking it back out. So we might just do like our own graphics and our own 6 weeks. I might just look at the posting from Beachbody and just kind of like reword it. So if it's not exactly the same, I just wanted to let you guys know that. We will have everything though that people need for 6 weeks of the work. Obviously, if they're in that group, it starts on the 4th, I think is the prep week. And then that prep week is set already, so it's good to go. And then the 6 weeks of the work will start on the 11th. And then I'll have like all the posting and stuff scheduled for that. And obviously the person has to purchase it to get in there. So if they just purchase 6 weeks of the work, if they just purchase a completion pack, if they just purchase whatever, that's okay. Like a lot of you coaches are just going to get digital access. Like that's okay for me. You just have to have the program. And actually I looked and it's perfect timing because those people who, some of them are finishing up 6 weeks of the work right now, or they will be when we start. So it's like perfect timing. So those two groups are open. They're on Facebook. They're set. They're ready to go. Please, 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 please just be active in there. Like just show up every day, follow the posting, tag your girls, check in with your girls, whatever it is. The better our challenge groups are, the better our coaches become, or challengers become coaches. So the app right now, I'm trying to think. I do not have a 6 week of the work app. I do have one for the November group. Just because the 6 weeks of the work right now, I just have Aaron and I, and then a couple of other people. I know a lot of you have your spouses doing it. And so, you know, they could track, but I know Aaron's not going to track. He'll just take a picture with me and I'll post it on Facebook or something. So if we want an app, we can. I just have Facebook group right now. So, okay. Next thing, coaching webinar. This is something new, and also what's super cool is you have access to this and you don't have to do anything. So Alyssa was at leadership with me, Alyssa Shoemaker. She's a couple coaches above me, and I work with her all of the time. And so what we are doing every single Tuesday night, there's going to be a coaching webinar. So a Zoom just like this. There's going to be a presentation just like me showing you, like I'm going to take over your screen. You're going to see a presentation. And basically what's going to happen, instead of putting people into a group to die, we're going to give them a link just like tonight. I'm going to send it to my prospects and I'm going to say, here's the link. See you in 2 hours. Hey, see you in an hour. Hey, are you going to be on the call? That kind of thing. Send them this Zoom link. They get to open it up. They get to come to the thing. It's going to be recorded. There will be a guest speaker every single night. So like tomorrow, not tomorrow, today's Sunday, hello. In 2 days, Lisa Fote, she talked on our team call. She was with me at leadership. She's the guest speaker for Tuesday. What she's going to do is she's going to share her story, and then she's going to go over a generalized what is coaching. And at the end, she's going to say, whoever invited you, whoever gave you this link, go sign up with them. Here's why, kind of thing. So it's literally, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's literally like if someone gives you all of the notes from class, you know, like you just get to like read up on everything. You don't really have to do a whole lot except for talk about it and invite people, give them the link, and then, you know, obviously make sure that they hop on the call. It will be recorded because I do know that people are busy, whatever, but if they're really freaking excited, they're going to be on the call. And if you give them enough notice in advance, they'll be on the call. So invite before, follow up after. those kinds of things. So people who are interested, you'll send that link to, like people who haven't joined yet but are thinking. Yeah, so this is like a coach sneak peek, but a Zoom. And it'll only be about 30 minutes, not going to be super long. You can tell them they can look like Hot Mess Express. They can dress up if they want to. They can bring a glass of wine or water or whatever it is. Tell them it's super chill. Just need to come and like listen, take all the information, and then message you after the call or something like that. Or maybe you can message them and say, you know, hey, Skylar, just wanted to see if you caught the coaching sneak peek. It was on fire. Like, what are your thoughts? Are you ready to do this? Don't ask them a bunch of questions. Don't do all that stuff, because everything should be answered in the webinar. So it's just like our coach sneak peeks that we do, that Facebook group. But instead of adding people to go in there to die, like you get a Zoom link, they get to check it out. And this link will be active for the week, and then it goes inactive, and then we redo a new one. So then the next week, I think Alyssa is a speaker. The next week after that, like there's another speaker. I'm not until like the 19th or something like that. So even though it's not you that's speaking, just be like, hey, we have a guest speaker tonight on our coaching webinar. I want you to have you pop in and see it. And then just like let them know, here's the Zoom link. Please don't share this with anyone else, because it is a private link. You know, just trying to keep it like super cool, add urgency, focus, let them know that like, hey, I thought of you and only you, and I want you on this call kind of thing. So it will be recorded. We will have the recording. You can send it to people. But like just encouraging them to be on the call, kind of like, you know, urging them to be on a coach sneak peek. And the reason we're doing this is when you're on Instagram, instead of sending them to a Facebook group, boom, now you have a recording, sending it to them, done. Does that make sense? So we're just trying to like hit Facebook and Instagram both. And the Zoom link is recorded, which is nice for those of you who are busy moms or work overnight or in a different time zone. Like I know sometimes the timing isn't going to be perfect, but we figured if you had people who really wanted it really bad, they'll be on the call or they'll check the recording. So the lineup for Coach Webinar is the exact same as ours was before. Story, ins and outs of coaching, how to join up. Like sweet and to the point. So, okay. And I'll get you guys the link too. I have to ask Alyssa for it. It is on Tuesday, starting like in 2 days, and it will be the entire month of November. Okay, we had some questions on the Power Hour, and since I won't be on all of them this week, I wanted to make sure you guys knew. So people were in the 6 weeks of What Works group. We're working with a bunch of leaders in the network, really trying to help them ramp their businesses. And so for that group, we do a Power Hour 3 times a day. And it just so happened to match up with our Power Hour that we do at night. So I just asked them, and they're like, yeah, we can use the same link. So if you see people who aren't on our team, that's why. So it's a bit.ly link. It's in the events. I made an event Monday through Thursday of this week, I believe. And it says 8 to whenever, because half the time, like Karina's up to like 11, and people are just like popping in and out. So the link, as long as you click it, and it'll open. So it doesn't have to be a specific time or anything. If it's 8:15, you're not late. If it's like 9:15, you're not late. Just show up, work your business. The point of a Power Hour, if you're a newer coach, is basically to do this. This is a business activity tracker. It's in the boot camp on the My Challenge tracker. It's in our team page under the files section. It's in the coach online office. It's basically like a guide of what you should do when your coach says, did you do your Power Hour? So you sit down and you go through and you check these boxes. And that's what you're doing on the call. So it doesn't require you to talk. It doesn't require you to even show your video. Like you can literally pop in and work your business and pop off. The reason for it is we want you to get consistent with working your business. We want you to get consistent with inviting people, and then also like rallying your own coaches. So sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm going to start working. Is anybody on right now? The reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to like say, hey, I'm showing up. Will you show up with me, kind of thing? And you can do that with your newer coaches. So that way they're not scared. If they don't know how to do a Power Hour, Kate Schultes, Julie Voris, there's lots of really good live Power Hours in the Beachbody Champions page on YouTube. Like there's tons of really good ones. You can follow those. Like they literally go minute by minute. So if you don't know what to do, those would be a really great thing for you. So those are Monday through Thursday. The people that are in the 6 weeks of What Works, they know they have to make at least one a week. So that's why they're always talking about it. They're always on. And if you've seen that, I think their businesses are like going to start to bloom because they're showing up consistently. So that's what the power hours are for, Monday through Thursday. I'll be on Monday and Tuesday, in and out a little bit. And then I can't promise anything like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but yeah. So just make sure that's happening. Okay, I also wanted to just share with you a few things. So before we talked about like this being a business and whatnot, so at the end of the year, so the end of December, that's like the end of our year, obviously. So January starts like fresh and new and all of this stuff. So what we're doing right now, what we do in November and what we do in December is why our team is always so successful every single year, January to May. Like our team hits goals in a fraction of the time because you guys are putting your heads down and you're working right now. So I know that a lot of you are like, everyone's saying no, nobody's talking to me, people are ghosting me. Guess what? In January, those people, every single person is going to be like, yes, girl, I want in. Like I literally went from a 1-star diamond to a 6-star diamond. So like literally went from like nothing to having 6 business builders building to diamond in less than like 3 or 4 months. Because people were ready. People are ready at the beginning of the year. Some people are ready around the holidays just because they know that they suck at them. They just need some extra help. Some people really enjoy the holidays. And so January, they're like, yeah, I kind of need some help. Some people have some serious FOMO because that's when they go on vacation, is during the Christmas time or in the spring. So just know that this is a season of what I call a season of push, if that makes sense. So if you can send 2 more invites, send 2 more invites. If you can do another power hour because you've got an extra 25 minutes, do an extra power hour. It's a season of push. So then that way, you guys, when Christmas and New Year's comes, you can post, you can message, and you can relax. And then like after the holidays, then we're in a season of push again. So it's kind of like a roller coaster. You know, we were in a season of push January, February, March. We hit our goal. We kind of like went down a little bit. We pushed again. We went down in the summer, and now we're going back up, and now we're pushing. And the reason we're pushing is because once you get to the top, everybody knows a roller coaster, it pushes you through to the next part. So what you're doing right now, even though it might not seem like it, will pay off for you at the beginning of the year, okay? So November is the last month to qual. So we actually have 3 girls, Karina, Morgan, and Jody right now, who are well, Jody locked in NLC, which is New Leadership Conference. So that's a huge thing. She hit 1 star. Karina's inches, Morgan's inches away from it. And so as a team, we really want to back them and push them and help them. I would love to see those 3 girls go to 2-star and get to Premier. Because if you were at Summit this year, some of you got to sit on the floor with me. They get to offer that to their coaches too. Some of you saw the gifts and stuff that I got as a coach. They're going to get that too as a Premier coach. So it's a really big deal for those 3 girls. And I know that there's probably more of you pushing. But like for real, that's, I mean, those are the 3 that I know are continually pushing. I know there's several of you who are super close and can easily get to 1 star by the end of the year. So Jody's going to National Leadership Conference. I'm pretty sure she would love to see like 10 of you guys going with her. That would be awesome. So you guys can go and experience it by yourselves. So you saw me at leadership. NLC is pretty much the same thing, except for instead of veteran coaches, it's newer coaches. So it's a pretty awesome experience. Again, when I got back from leadership, we went from 1 to 6-star. So it like really fires your business, and it just really makes things possible and things happen. And it like opens up your eyes, if that makes sense. So I think it's like the 20th, waking up the 21st is the last week to start qualification. So if you're pushing for 1 star, 2 star, 3 star for the end of the year, that's like the last date. So I have a lot of people pushing for diamond right now. So we literally have like a month to make it happen, and we can easily do that. So that's what the set the puke goal is. It's kind of like set a 30-day goal. If you guys push yourself now and you hit diamond in 1 star and 2 star by the end of November, December, Christmas is going to be very nice for you. I remember the last couple of years being able to pay for our Christmas gifts with Beachbody, like not having to stress, not having to put it on a credit card. Like we went on a vacation, like we just got to do different things. So if that's something that you maybe struggle with or aren't looking forward to, maybe that's something you can put on your goal. So yeah, Jody, just to start 2-star qual. So you have a month, Jody, if that makes sense. Okay, so Skylar, you're pushing to get your diamond back, and then your focus should be 1-star, because you can go, if you're at the end of the year as a 1-star, anybody can hit at the end of the year as a 1-star, like December 31st, and still go to National Leadership Conference. But for Premier to hit 2-star, you have to start your qualification November 21st. So that's why I said Karina, Jody, and Morgan, you have like 3 weeks, 4 weeks to like pick shit up and get going. So that's why it's a team effort. Like they know it's a team effort. So that's why they're pushing with their coaches. Anybody who's sitting as a brand new baby coach right now, you could easily go to leadership by the end of the year. You have 2 months to build basically 1 diamond, because you can build yourself to diamond. That's a decision, you know that. So anybody can do that. And that's kind of why we're setting like those puke goals, I guess, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit on that stuff. I'm going to be doing some one-on-one calls with those girls who are pushing for the end of the year, who are pushing not just diamond, but like kind of pushing for like that 1-star to go to NLC, because I think it would be great to see a lot of our coaches go. So we are going to be doing some one-on-one just to kind of work on that part. The free group, if you saw my November, whatever it was called, marketing calendar, the weekend of the week of the 18th, I'm doing a free group. It's a Take Back Your Morning free group, and I want to open it up to everybody. So it's literally just a free group, and there's posts scheduled, and we're journaling and all that stuff. And it's free. It's a chance for you to open up your market with your coaches or challengers or clients or new people. I do not necessarily invite to it until I've hit Success Club, because obviously Success Club is important. That's a non-negotiable. Once I hit it, then I can start talking about my group. It doesn't take over my boot camp. It doesn't step in front of my boot camp. It's literally just like a 5-day free group. So it's just something that if you have people who are like, I don't really have money right now. Okay, awesome. Here's my free group. Join up with it. And then I'm going to check in with you next month for my boot camp kind of thing, if that makes sense. So I don't necessarily invite to a free group, but it's an option for people. I think it's just called like #megachange free group right now is all it's called, because I couldn't think of anything for right now. So that's like the 3rd week in November. So you guys can invite your people to that. Also, if you have like inactive people who have been kind of like blah, you can throw them in there and see if they can spark something in there in a free group. And then, just kind of moving forward on that one. So please do not like focus your whole time and energy on a free group until you've hit Success Club. And I don't invite to it, but if someone gives me like the money objection and I try to like battle back and it's still not an option, I say, awesome, no problem. I'm going to check in with you next month, but here's a free group in the meantime kind of thing, if that makes sense. And you can add to it. It's open. It's ready to go. It should be in the team page as well. Okay, before I go to the last part, I wanted to talk to you guys about the inactive people. And this is where I actually need like feedback. So here's what I'm struggling with is I have my November group. It's a paid group because I put a lot of time and energy into that group, like a lot. I have a free group, which is free to people. They don't have to invest anything. They just have to show up and enjoy the free group. But what to do with the people who are inactive, the people who have product but aren't really using it and kind of need a kick in the ass, or people who have Beachbody On Demand and kind of are wishy-washy, the people who don't have money to invest to be active, those kinds of things. Like, what do you guys want to do with them? I was thinking of doing a group and just having one weekly check-in. I don't know. I just feel like if they're inactive and they're quiet, like it's just a waste of our time. We're dragging people, because if they were my coaches, I'd be like, sister, if you don't want to work the business, it's not for everybody. Let me know when you do, kind of thing. But I don't know what you guys are. I don't know what you're thinking. I mean, we can offer the free group for them until they're ready to jump back in. The free group is just a 5-day posting, and it's only like 1 week out of the month. It's not anything over the top. I just feel like the Fit Dynasty we're giving way too much good content to people for them to not be paying for that stuff. because you're not going to go to Anytime Fitness for free. They're not going to just let you walk in the door for free. They don't care what you use. Like, they're not going to let you walk in the door for free.
So is your idea of like putting them in a free group to try to get them back to like working it or whatever? Because I feel like if they want to do it, they're gonna do it. They bought it, they know what it is, they have the stuff. Like, I have a ton of people who start, and then I constantly check in with them.
Mm-hmm.
But if I message them and they don't reply to me, and I message them again, they don't reply to me, okay. Like, I can't force you to work out, and obviously I don't know what a free group is gonna do for them, but
yeah. So I'm running a free group, like, no matter what, to bring in new people to like start that funnel, if that makes sense. But I was like, I can offer the free group to people if they're inactive, or like they weren't active in the group or whatever it is. I just really want to protect the momentum of our challenge groups. I want it to be a place where you go and it's like blowing up of people who are like showing up, messaging, like, where are you? What are you doing? Like, because I'm not kidding. Like, it used to just be 2 people in the morning working out on Zoom. And then now when I log in, there's like 30 people on there. Like, that's the power of your community. And that's what I want in our challenge groups. But I feel when we take inactive people and people who like are fun suckers and we put them in that group, that's the part that I'm like struggling with. So I was like, well, if they're inactive and they're not willing to, and I don't know how else to say this, but put skin in the game, then I can offer the free group to them until they feel like they're ready. I just don't know what you guys want to do, because that's where a lot of people, like, people don't understand, I don't think, that we as coaches get paid $30, $40, $50 for people. For a 30-day challenge. Like, literally, we're doing our job after the 30 days. A lot of us do that above and beyond because people continue to stay active. And I think that makes sense. If you're going to continue to stay active on your account, use your products, like, I will pour into you. But if you're not, that's where I'm stuck at. Like, what do we do? And the teacher in me is like, oh my gosh, like, should we have like after school tutoring, like that kind of thing? But then like Aaron's like, no, like, if you had Anytime Fitness, like, they wouldn't open the door for you because they feel bad. You know, that's why we have homeless people. He was just like,
yeah, I feel like I'm an Aaron. Like,
yeah,
they're not going to be like, okay, here's a free week. If you're ready, come in and try it. No, they're going to come in and try it on the group that you added them to in the first place.
Right. And I feel like too, maybe them, okay, so this sounds awful, but them not being in the group, maybe they're like, hey, I really miss that group. I really miss people messaging and like annoying the crap out of me. I want back in the group. Or I think if someone purchases a challenge pack with you, you give them your all for 30 days, whether they show up or not. And then after those 30 days, like, I feel like as an adult, they need to make that decision. You can offer them the free group if you would like to. If they're inactive, maybe put them on a list and then just check in on them next month and be like, hey, we're starting up a challenge. Maybe you want to try this one. Like, I don't know. I just know that that's where we get a lot of people bouncing coaches. And I hate that because they're like, oh, my coach doesn't ever talk to me. Well, because you don't message them back and you're inactive, kind of thing. But I just didn't know what you guys wanted to do. I don't know. Any ideas on that part? But sometimes, I mean, like, their account necessarily is just like a card or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that you message every single week and they never say anything to you, or you tag them over and over and over and over again and they never respond. That's where I'm like stuck. I might be like, I don't know. Do we just like send them a message and say, hey, sister, just wanted to let you know I reached out to you a couple of times. I haven't heard from you. Here's a free group if you're interested. Maybe we can hook up again next month when things are better. I don't know. I don't know the best way to like say that. I lost my chat. I don't know where it went. There it is. Anybody have ideas? Because I know sometimes life happens, and I know sometimes, like, I don't know. I'm such a teacher. Someone just tell me to be quiet.
Be quiet. I don't know.
Okay. So
I message my girls and I ask them like how they're doing, what they do, and like when they tell me they fall off track, like I follow up with them and like I'm like, did you like have you started up again? Like whatever, but I guess I don't offer them to be in the boot camp or anything like that, or like a free group, I guess, because chances are if they're not showing up just working out, they're probably gonna waste my time for me.
And I feel like sometimes
Yeah.
those people that like come to you from other coaches because their coach isn't talking to them is probably like a red flag because they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, and if they re-engage and purchase a challenge pack with you, awesome. But guess what? In like 20 days, they're probably going to be the exact same way. I'm done pouring into people creating content for them who can't take 10 seconds to message you back. Okay, so apparently I'm the teacher and everyone else on my team is like, shut up, we're done, moving on. Okay. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. November group, active in whatever whatever you think active is. For me, it has to be 50 PV or more. If you're a coach and you're inactive, I already messaged you. You're on my notebook. I talked to you. If you haven't messaged me back, like I'm just assuming like you don't care and don't want in the group. But a lot of you messaged me back, and so I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, we're gonna move on. I want you in this group. This is what you know, that kind of thing. So if people are inactive and not really messaging you, why don't we just send them a message that says, hey Susie, just wanted to reach out to you one last final time. Our November group is kicking off. If you're not interested in joining up, here is a free group so we can still stay connected or something like that. Does that make sense? So then you guys can send them and put the ball in their court. Like, they need to message you back. They need to click the link. If they don't, too bad, so sad. Like, deuces. I also lose them completely for me active doing the I feel like it's kind of like trying to get a coach to do something when they don't want it as bad as you do. It's the same thing with challenge groups, like you want them to get results and stuff. Yeah, I think if we just offer that free group, that's doing our due diligence. Jody had a question. One second. Okay, so I have my own group, High Vibe Tribe, that has my coaches and customers as a daily check-in that Tony schedules. Would you suggest I do with these people, like remove them or what? Because I have multiple people who just suck. Okay, so same thing. If they're not checking in, message them and say like, hey, here's, last call or whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming you want them to be like physically active and then also like account active wise. So reach out to them and let them know that, do a video, let them know that. And then just say like, if you need some time off or whatever, please click the link, join up our free group, and then let's get connected next month or something like that. Like, put the ball in their court and let them. Ashley said, I have people interested, but once I tell them how much it is, okay. Hold on, I'll get to your question one second. I just want to make sure. So the link for the free group should be in the team page. I think if you just copy it and add it into a message, I think as coaches, we're doing our due diligence. So 30 days, give them everything you can. After the 30 days, if they're not willing to be active, send them the free group and just say, we run a free group once a month. Please, join in here so we can get connected. And maybe we can join up again next month with each other or something like that. And they always can reach out to you too, just because you're the one that's checking in with them, like they can reach out to you too. It works both ways. So, okay. So Ashley asked a question about, like cost wise for challenge packs. Ashley, I know you're like a newer coach, so I'm going to share with you like a graphic that has like a 4-step process, but basically I always, and I just have a girl right now. She just asked me, I messaged her about like her like journey and doing it with us. And she said, yes, can you send me more information? I sent her just like a little blurb about the challenge group. And she's like, how much does it cost? I'm going to go back and message her and be like, before I tell you how much it is or which bundle would be best for you, can you shoot me your goals so we can talk about that first? Then when you lead with that pricing, Ashley, then you can say, okay, I think this personalized bundle would be best for you because, and here's how much it is for 12. And I let them know, like, it's 12 months of Beachbody On Demand, 12 months of your support and accountability as long as they're active. You have 30 days supply of, just then giving them all of the things, if that makes sense. So yeah, I can send, I think it's actually in the team page. Does anybody have it on their phone? Maybe I do have it on my phone. It's a white one. It has 4 boxes and it has arrows. I'll put it in the team page or bump it up so you guys can see it, especially for neuro coaches. Jody, I don't really know if that helped answer your question. Hopefully, if not, I would just message them and just say like, hey girl, I just haven't seen you in forever. And just have Tony do that. Send her like an MIA message and add the link to it, the free group link. That's what I would do. Okay, last part. We're over a little bit of time, sorry. Okay, so I updated the pods and I wanted you guys to know again, my reasoning for this part. For coaches, I think as a teacher, obviously you just heard, I want everyone to be successful. And if like somebody is struggling or not being successful, it like drives me nuts. And I literally like sit here like shaking, like, oh my God, what can I do? How can I help them? And I like message people to try to figure out how I can help other people. The reason I had you guys do that Enneagram test is so I can understand how you work, understand how you think. And it was crazy to me to like see certain coaches and what numbers they were. And I was like, oh, this is why this is working for them. And then I saw like our helpers on our team, our twos, y'all are freaking like posting, you're doing what you need to do. You're, you know, doing the things. But I feel like your business isn't moving where you want it to because of the way that I am, because I'm an 8, you know, so I'm just trying to like learn everybody's Enneagram and trying to figure out how to, utilize your skills and like change my mentoring and my motivating and my modeling part. So if you notice like in pods, I say like, hey, does this graphic look good? Is it ready to go? Or, hey, am I missing anything on this calendar? Like I'm really trying to, I do everything by myself. Like I'm such a solo person and I thrive on just doing everything on my own, that I like am trying to kind of dig into other coaches and like kind of how you think and stuff. So if I have too much tough love sometime, just be like, girl, I'm not an 8, let's talk. Or if you need a little extra love or something, just let me know. But for the pod's sake, for the pods, what I'm saying is 90 PV active for your account to be in the pods, because I pour a lot of stuff into those. There's a lot of good conversations, even if it's about coffee and Shakeology, like it's still really good conversations. But there's good stuff going on in there and there's good community aspect going on in there. And I feel like friendships are being created. Like y'all are all doing TikTok and stuff, like whatever. I'm still watching you guys. But like none of that would have happened if we didn't have the pods, if that makes sense. So being active in the pods, like obviously active, engaging, commenting, sharing things, those kinds of things. It's not my pod, it's our pod. So if you have a good quote, if you have a good invite, a post, you need some love on something, like whatever it is, that's what those are for. It's obviously for working the business. So if you're not working the business, it's kind of like, yeah, you don't really need to be in there because it's probably just annoying to get 40 messages from Jody shopping. Just kidding. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know, if you were inactive as a coach, I did reach out to you like personally. So please make sure you check your inbox and stuff if you notice that you got removed from a pod. Also, I moved it into 3 instead of 4 pods because I feel like the first 2 pods are just kind of like our coaches are just sitting and just like hanging out. So what I'm trying to do is get people into coaching, get them to the back office, getting started. And there's 5 really good videos that Beachbody does. I have an awesome checklist that I give to them. And then it's like, okay, let's do this. Like enough is enough. Let's do this. And then they kind of learn on the way with like that 7-day coach jumpstart. Our goal is to get our coaches in, to get them to Emerald and get them posting, inviting, messaging, doing the things daily. Like once you do those consistently, your Emerald's going to turn into a diamond just because you're doing the things. And I feel like before we were putting way too much time and effort into like getting going. It's like 30 days later, they're like finally posting and now they're like, well, crap, I don't really know if I want to do this anymore. So like when they're excited, getting them in, getting them going. So that's why the pods changed a little bit too. I'm not going to be moving people back and forth and back and forth. I will move you forward, but I'm not going to move you backwards. However, if you do go inactive, I will message you and then you will be removed. So that's the only thing I'm going to be doing. Because I feel like the moving back was for me for tracking, but I feel like it kind of like gave the wrong message to my coaches, even though, I mean, it was kind of like a good eye opener, but at the same time, wasn't my intention. It was just to like track where you guys are at, because I have you guys all on my board and stuff. So, and then last things is the coaching sneak peek. We're going to do that Women Empowering Women that Facebook group. We're going to go live in there. We're going to just like share photos, pop in and out of there this week. So it's kind of an extra coach sneak peek. So you'll have a webinar every Tuesday, no matter what. And then just this week, you'll see some of us coaches at Disney and stuff. So if you want to see what it's all about, if you want to see what a team retreat is about, if you want to hop in there, like go for it, but invite some people with you. And if you're not going, do what T did when we were in Summit. I felt like she was at Summit with us. She literally shared the shit out of Summit. And I was like, I feel like she's like here with us at Summit. Like, this is crazy. She literally, like posted that we were working out. She shared like workouts and stuff. Like, it was on her stories, and she was tagging us. And then I think, I can't remember who else, someone else had posted, and they're like, oh yeah, our team is doing blah, blah, blah. And like, we were doing like recognition, and they were sharing it. And like, it was literally like the entire team was at the retreat or at Summit. So that's what I want for us this week. Like, when the girls go to Disney, I want all of you to feel like you're there. So maybe saying, I just started as a new coach. My team's at Disney. Next year, I'm going to be at the retreat. Or, you say like, maybe it's like, hey, I missed my goal by like 2 people. Next year, I'm going to have 20 people at, like, just like pushing yourselves. And something I learned too from all of that, especially from leadership, was I talked a lot about, like, working the business and doing the things. I talked a lot about elite. I talked a lot about my coaches going on trips. I talked a lot about my coaches doing this, and like the gifts that we got at night. Like, I talked about that all of the time. And so at leadership, when it started to like come true, it was so crazy, the people that came out of the woodwork, because they actually, like, I don't know, we like gained trust through that, if that makes sense. And so a lot of the girls came to Summit this year. A lot of them were talking about it last year, and then they came this year. We have a crap ton of people going to New Orleans this year. So like, if you're talking about it right now and then you show up in July in New Orleans, like, it builds so much trust with people. And just because we have pictures that we're in Disney, like, you can still share them. I used to share pictures of Mel Metro's team all the time. Like, I'm so excited to be with this team, like all of the things. So just feel like you can share anything and everything you want to. That's why we want to do that sneak peek, so you guys can add people in there. Come hang out with our team. We're in Disney or whatever, that kind of thing. And maybe we'll even we could even do like a Zoom and like hang out and stuff. But so they have Josh Coates is going to speak for them. We're going to go hang out at the castle for a little while. We're just going to chill as a team, get some tats, obviously, all that fun stuff. And so that's like a retreat. Summit is literally like, it's got workshops and stuff, but like, we had so much, I thought we had a lot of fun at Summit. I had a lot of fun at Summit, and like, it was just, you're with your team, like, there's just a different energy. So heck yeah, New Orleans. If you're not going to New Orleans, like, we're going to New Orleans, because I'm going to be old. I'm going to be 30. That's awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited to celebrate with you guys. Aaron has FOMO for New Orleans, by the way. He's like, can I go? I was like, oh, I don't know. We might do an Airbnb. He's like, I'll pay for my own hotel. I was like, oh God. Ashley, remember our homeless house meet? We just talked about that. Oh gosh. Okay.